Hello dear friends, welcome to my studio and to the Monday. I'm happy that you are with me. Today we'll do something specific job, not usual. First of all, I want to invite you to my workshop, which will be Zoom workshop online, which will be this October 1st and 2nd, 2 days workshop by the 3 hours in the day with the French Escapade. And we're gonna learn unusual things. So it's not will be about the cityscapes, landscapes or something. We will talk about two important things, one of the most important in the watercolor. We will talk about the composition and we'll talk about how to create a background if we want to paint just one main subject. That's again unusual things and it's very interesting, and I'm really happy what French Escapade invite me to hold that workshop, because that's what we're talking normally on my physical workshops all the time with the students. You know, sometimes the composition can change everything, and that's the example what I want to show you today. So we're gonna learn a little bit about that. So that's my reference photo. This person just is sitting on the street. I took that photo last summer in France. It's near the restaurant in Bordeaux. So you see it's a portrait composition like that, because that's how I took that photo. But it's, for my feeling, it's look very bad. I switch the camera and I will explain you the idea. So look, this guy here, it's look like a photo on the driver license. We have an object just in the center and there is no space around. So my idea, I changed the composition and I will explain you what's the way how I change it. First of all, instead of they use the paper in the portrait position, I make it in the landscape. So this is my picture and I put my subject right here like this, and plus I will start to use the background like I want to show you by lines. Look at that subject. So that's the idea how I create my composition. I'm focusing on that things. That's why on my paper I did that. So the guy not on the center, it's right here on the left side, and I make the background exactly this way. I will show you the direction and make this guy really visible. We are focusing on that. Plus, because of the space around, first of all, we make our composition dynamic. Second one is just we have a space to breathe, which look much better. Again, on my workshop in the French Escapade in October 1st and 2nd, we will talk about that much more. And if you want to join me on the YouTube right now, this is a live streaming, so welcome. Okay, I have a Saunders Waterford 300 grams rough paper as usual, extra white. My set of the colors, here's the 10 colors. I believe for this job I will use like around maybe 5, not more. My paper was ready. I mean, I wetted on the back in 15 minutes before we start. The front side is completely dry. So that's it, and this is our subject. Again, I can keep it like that for the few seconds. You can take a screenshot if you want to follow me. Here is it. I couldn't keep it on my screen all the time because I'm gonna paint that and there is no space here, but you already have a reference photo. And as usual, during all the process, you can ask me any questions anytime without problem. All my experience at your service. And because it's the workshop what we're talking about, it's the Zoom workshop. That means we have places, and if you want to join me, welcome. It will be 2 days by 3 hours in day. And you should know, anytime you just can ask me any questions, just type it in the chat, and I can read your questions and can answer, so we can communicate anytime. I'm starting from the main subject for now. That will be my first step. And as usual, I will blend everything together, so I'm not paint like separated parts. Hello, Pierre. Yeah, it's close to us. Welcome. Yes, I saw the question. Yep, my paper was prepared. I wet the back. As I said, that's like around 15 minutes before I start to paint. So yeah, my paper was prepared. So that's why I have a time to play with my pigments without problem. That's a very nice mix. You know, for now I'm using the mix between Pyrrol Violet and Indigo, and that's a very rich purple color I have there. And times to times I add a little bit Cobalt inside to make it better. I changed the colors compared to my original photo a little bit. For instance, you see it's the same color here. I don't want to follow in that idea. I make my backpack with a Cobalt, just to separate that parts. And one of the most interesting questions, how to create the gray color. So I use Cobalt and the Quinacridone Sienna together, which give me the very nice, again, rich, not simple gray color. Hello, India. Welcome to join me today. Hello, Quebec City. So remember, all the time you can ask me any questions, because I can see the chat and we can talk. And as I say, that job will be about the composition. That's exactly what I'm start to do now. I switch to my bigger flat brush and I'm starting to include the background in my main subject slowly, because that's the reason why I choose the landscape position of the paper. Because of that, I can make very dynamic painting like this. It still have to be simple sketch, but the direction what I'm using now help me to focus on my subject. Hello, New York City. Okay, I use the paper, this is the half of the imperial size sheet. That means this is a 22 by 15 inches. So it's a pretty big. I use the Quinacridone deep gold to make some nice reflection there. That helped me to show the light better. Some soft gradients. Hello, Ohio. Thank you very much for your kind words, Mark. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Hello, Burma. So, that's the point. For now, I'm stopped with my first washing. I'm preparing just the light part on my main character. So what I'm gonna do now, I just make it a little bit dry and starting to focusing on the background, which make our subject visible and nice. Yeah, I know it's looks stressful. I'm using the very dark colors here, but that's because I want to explain the light on my subject. That's the reason. No, you can compare size of the paper. You can compare to my cell phone. You see, so it's exactly the half of the imperial size. Hello, Yerevan. I will be there. I will be in Yerevan next year with a 5 days workshop. I like that country. Okay, that's the good question, how to combine the dry brush strokes with the soft gradients. The secret is preparation paper, because I wet the paper on the back for the long time. That's the reason why I have a time to mix my colors. That's not drying fast. That's drying very slowly, all of them. That's why, you see, I can back to that to change it if I need and do everything what I want. Just because of that reason. So you have to prepare your paper carefully before you start to paint. and that's give me the chance to make washout like this and bring the sunlight. By the way, if you like the video, please give us a like, because that helps other people to find that video and join us. So that's it sounds strange, but that's important. Hello, Toronto. Okay, that's interesting question about how many colors we can mix together. It depends of what kind of colors. In my set, for instance, all the colors are transparent. That's why I can mix 2, 5, all 9 colors together, and in the end, that will be clear, nice, interesting, and good quality mix. If I add just one opaque color in my mix, I'm immediately have a dirt. That's right. So that rules works only if we're talking about like some specific colors, not any color. It depends. Hello, Australia. Yeah, you know, the watercolor is really nice medium, and we can start to learn it anytime, any age. It's always pleasure. Hello, Finland. You see, I make the lines, and that lines is like a show us, look at that subject. It's just exactly like an arrow. Hello, Ildiseur. I know the secret how to stop afraid to draw the people. Yeah, because I see the question. Don't think about your subject like about person. It's think about the light and shadow. In that case, everything's going to be easy. Hello, Ukraine! Слава Україні! Yes, I never wet my paint before I'm start to paint. I'm gonna make it in the process. So in the beginning it's pretty dry. It's not very wet for now as well, so it's a little bit. That helped me to picking up exactly the pigments which I want, not more, because you know, if it will be like a fresh squeeze or something, I can take much more than I need, and that's gonna be a problem. As usual, I combine all my shadows together. The question about the brushes, you know, it's not easy question. It depends of the technique what you planning to use. It's like, you know, on your kitchen you have a lot of tools for the different job, right? So the same with the brushes. Some brushes need for the details, some brushes for the big washing. So it's always depends the technique what you prefer and the style what you prefer, and it's important. So there is no like a simple answer, you should take that brush and that's it. For instance, for now I switched to the smaller size brush. That's a traditional Chinese calligraphy brush. What I'm using a lot, I like that. That's one of my favorite. So because the area what I'm working on for now, it's less size, that's why I need a smaller size brush. So that's the reason. Even if you're talking about the shadows, you see I'm trying to combine everything together. So I'm stopped here because for now I'm starting from the top again and care about this part of the background. Yes, sure, I can show you the reference photo. Here is it. So that's the just some person sitting near the cafe in Bordeaux. For people who miss the beginning of the demo, the idea is, and this is our subject for today, how to use the background and how we can change the composition if we want to make our painting more interesting and better. And as I say in the beginning, I hold a workshop with the French Escapade online Zoom on the October 1st and 2nd. And on that workshop, we will talk exactly about that. We have a places, and if you want to join, it should be interesting because normally, again, I'm always thinking what the composition is the most important part of the visual art. But normally, people not asking about that and don't want to learn this. People prefer to learn some techniques or something, but believe me, no one technique is interesting and works if you make the bad composition. So that's anyway, it's the most important thing. And I'm really happy that on that workshop we will talk exactly about this. Yeah, you know, it's not easy to measure how wet your brush should be, because uh, there is no like a tools for that. It's just only your feeling how much water you have to pick up on your brush, and how much water should be on your paper. It's never easy to understand, but believe me, it's coming with the practice. Definitely. Thank you for your kind comment. Thank you. Hello, Italy. We have people around the world. That's cool. By the way, for now I use the Escoda brush. This is a new series Kronos. Very nice brush, very pointy, and for the job what I'm doing right now, that's just brilliant. Yes, question about the paper. For now, I use the Saunders Waterford 300 grams high white rough paper. This is my favorite paper. I'm use that paper a lot. This mix made on the Pyrrol Violet again. It's just a brilliant pigment, very rich. So now I want to make the shadow on the backpack and here, but it sounds strange, but I will start not from the body, from the backpack, and softly connect it to the background. Just remember, if you give us a like, that help to other people to find that video. So it's like a part of the social media game. So if you like that, please give us a like. You know, all the time after the demo, I have a lot of messages. Oh, we don't know that what you make a demo, we miss it, and it's very sad. So that's why I'm asking you to care about the likes. As I said, help people to find it. So for now, the background softly connected to the backpack, and it's not look like a separated, it's a part of the picture, but there is no contrast here, because the contrast I keep just in the light part of the subject. And as usual, you see I make the soft blending all together. Plus, I like the details. Later, I will use the tiny brush to make some details, but for now, I want to connect that backpack straps to this, so that make it really interesting and alive. You see, on my character we have a red colors and the purple colors. I don't use that combination for my background, but it's very close, so they works together, but on the same moment that keep our attention on the main character. That's the small trick. And I use the dark colors to put my subject on the ground. Thank you very much for your kind words and support. I appreciate it. Thank you, Eric. Okay, great question about the Skoda brush set. The brush set will be represented on my workshop in Spain, and the Skoda will be on my workshop. I mean, the owner of the Skoda, all the guys come into the workshop to represent the set, and we will talk about the brushes, and they make a demo to explain how they make the brushes, which is always extremely interesting. So I believe the set will be available maybe in the few months. And it's unusual selection of the brush, and I'm really happy about that event. It's really cool, because the Skoda brushes is really best brushes on the world, so it's a huge honor for me. That's exactly the brush from the set, but in my set we have a Kronos Synthetico number 10. This is number 6, a little bit less size, a little bit more smaller. I prefer 10, just this time that details better to make with that guy. I'm again starting to make the negative space to show the light here. And the most interesting part, it sounds strange, here the legs, because then we're starting to make the shoes, we just put our subject on the ground and make it standing. and as I did before, soft connection. Few more things can make my painting much better. First of all, for sure, I have to make our cell phones look like a cell phone. I mean, just to put the black color and keep the highlights for the side of the cell phone, which another one point to explain the lights better. Hello, Croatia. Okay, and the little bit more contrast there, again to put our subject down on the ground, and we have to finish our backpack. In the end, a little bit tiny touching. We finished with our subject, and look what happens. For now, the background, it's not just like a background, it's part of the composition, part of our character. It helps us to show the lights. In the same case, I leave a lot of empty space around, so it still look like a sketch. And plus, I want to show you a few more things, like for example, how to make the lights a little bit better. I just make some colors there, just by another one layer. And we see we immediately have a light here. It's again question of the negative space. Just to support that, I will make another one stroke there. So we have that good light there. It's look like a projector here. And you see, we can repaint all the background. We can paint that darker, this darker, but in that case we lost the feeling of the freshness. It's for now it's look like a very simple sketch, and it is simple sketch. We spent just 30 minutes for that job. As I say, I hold a workshop in the beginning of October on Zoom online, And all that workshop we will talk exactly about how to make the composition better, how to transform and change photo to make it look nicer, and how to use a background if you want to focus just on one subject, how to use background to create the atmosphere or focusing on the light, or play with our subject and make like a right order, or sometimes we can create like a mystery background to explain what we're talking about, the city, without painting the buildings. So that will be a truly interesting project and program, and welcome to join me. Thank you very much for today, for your time, and definitely I will see you on the next demo. The date will be published, or you can find that date on my website, so please follow me. And if you have any questions, you can type it in the after the video, then it will be published. This video will be safe. You can see that on my channel on the YouTube, on the Instagram, on the Facebook, and you can send me any message and I will do my best to answer. Thank you again, stay healthy, and see you next Monday on the video. Bye bye.